to order. Everybody have a chance to take a look at the minutes?
I'll move to approve the minutes.
Second.
Minutes have been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of approval of the minutes?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved. Discussion of possible action on claims.
I will move to approve the claims in the amount of $413,675.16. I believe that's right. Yes. Okay.
Second.
Okay, motion and second for approval of the claims. Discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Claims are approved. Action on operators licenses.
Let's see. Rebecca Thatcher.
Do you want to read them?
I can do that.
Yeah.
Rebecca Thatcher, Tony Mendez, Tyler Tuma, Ryan Dunn, Rebecca Hill, Kelly Rowland, Kevin Proschwitz, Kimberly Johnson, and Amy Hun, and Aaron Segerson from May 3rd, 2016 to June 30th, 2018.
I'll move for approval.
With the contingencies.
Yes, with payment of any outstanding debt and completion of background check.
I'll second that.
Okay, contingent approval, is that right? Contingent approval and second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Licenses are approved. And the discussion and possible action on amusement device owner's license.
Superior Vending for the 11 amusement devices listed on their application, and Namco USA for the 11 amusement devices listed on their application, contingent on payment of outstanding debt to the city.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Okay, motion to approve, it's a second. Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? License is approved. Discussion of possible action on purchase of a 3/4 ton pickup truck and utility box. Welcome, Tom.
Good evening. We would like to present to the Finance Committee quotes and bids that we received for a 3/4 ton pickup for the Public Works Department. We got quotes from Hudson Ford, Luther Dodge, Hudson Chrysler, and also a bid for a Chevy and Ford from the Wisconsin State Bid. Low bid was from Hudson Ford, and we'd like to recommend accepting that award from Hudson Ford for a 3/4 ton pickup.
Tom, is this replacing a vehicle, or is this a new vehicle to the fleet?
We have currently we have 4 half-ton pickups, 4 3/4 ton pickups, single axle trucks, tandems, 1 tons. This currently is going to, our plan is not to increase our fleet at this time. We're trying to, every time we replace a vehicle, we try to get a new vehicle, we generally sell them. Currently, though, we're going to try to sell a half-ton pickup, 3/4 ton pickup, and the 2 dump trucks that we purchased the last few months. We're going to sell one of those for sure, and possibly consider if it's the best option to see if we can hold on to one of our dump trucks due to the expansion within the city. So that's our policy, is not to increase our fleet at this time.
And then any funds from the sale of those go back into a specified fund that can be used for the purchase of future equipment.
How old are the vehicles that you're selling, or that you propose to sell?
The one we're proposing, number 9, is a half-ton Chevy pickup, is a 1991. The two dump trucks that we're considering selling are 1992 Ford and a 1991 Ford single-axle truck. The other one that is back in the parks, actually, is one of our watering trucks. I know it's in the back here. I think that's at 1989, I believe.
I'm gonna move to approve the Hudson Ford
Excuse me,
three-quarter
number-
ton.
Number 25 was a 1984.
I'll second.
Are you doing a total purchase of 4753?
Yeah. That's to include are you recommending the Aspen equipment bid as well, Tom?
Yeah,
All right,
That-
so,
The total for both is the 44,753.
44,753.
With the box in the truck.
Yep, yep. I'm gonna make that motion. And you already seconded it, so.
okay. And so a motion and second, that was to approve the Hudson Ford bid,
And the Aspen equipment.
And the Aspen
the
equipment.
additional equipment.
Yep.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion prevails. Item's approved. Number 7, discussion of possible action on White Camp Park play lot grading and surfacing.
this issue was due to the, not due to, but the donation from the Hudson Hospital Foundation. The city accepted a donation for a new playground equipment at White Camp Park, and this is for the installation of that playground. Bids were opened on April 28th. We had 3 bids were received: Zappa Brothers, Pembroke Companies, and McCabe Construction. Zappa Brothers was the low bid at $159,328. Funding source is the park dedication fees, and we currently have a balance of $528,000.
I'll move we approve the the contract with Zappa Brothers for $159,328.45 coming from park dedication fees.
Second.
Okay, the contract for Zappa Brothers has been moved and seconded. Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. Number 8, discussion of possible action on purchase of a police squad car.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. As you see that you have bids in front of you that we sent out to our 3 car dealerships, this is to replace the squad that was involved in the accident back in March on Cooley Road. We have received the insurance company money. It's available, so we set out these bids so that we can get this vehicle replaced and back on the road as soon as possible. As you can see, the lowest bid came from Hudson Ford for $22,700, and that's the bid I'm asking the council to consider.
I'll move for acceptance of the bid from Hudson Ford for $22,700.
Second.
Okay, moved and seconded for purchase of new police squad car from Hudson Ford. Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Discussion of possible action on contract award for Tower Road improvements. Tom?
Good evening. Bids were opened last Thursday on May 6th for Tower Road improvements. We've been discussing that probably since last summer, but the bid was set up with a base bid and an alternate bid, and I thought I'd just quickly explain that difference and the reason why we did that. The alternate bid is a little cheaper, but anyway, the base bid would be to remove the existing surface, haul all the materials away, and everything coming back in would be new. So we'd have sand coming back in, gravel coming back in. We looked at an alternate bid, and the reason why we did that is kind of 2 reasons. One is to try to reuse some of the existing materials that are out there, and obviously the net result of using existing materials is a cost savings as well. And then to put it in an alternate bid, we could also verify what our estimates were. We thought it'd be a little bit more than that, but we were pretty close. So the alternate bid is to reclaim the existing bituminous material, which means we haul in less sand and gravel. Albrightson Excavating was low on the alternate at $745,838. This one was a little bit different from the standpoint of, as you see in your sheet there, the base bid and the alternate bid had a flip-flop, so to speak, and who the low bid contractor was and who number 2 ended up being. And again, it's the two different process that we kind of looked at to build that road. Went through this, the discussion on both base bid and alternate bid with the town of Troy and their engineer. They're on board with that. The town board met Thursday, and they have recommended going ahead with the alternate bid to Albrightson. I have a letter that came in this morning to that. So based on that, the staff recommendation would be to award the project on a basis of the alternate bid to Albrightson Excavating in the amount of $745,838.50. And again, the town of Troy has concurred on that award of that alternate bid.
2 questions, Tom.
Sure.
What do you know about Albrightson Excavating?
Well, I personally don't know too much about them. I know they do have a lot of work in town. They're the contractor that Hans Hagen, which is now M&I Homes, is going to use on the golf course development. They're going to also do the trunk sanitary sewer realignment that's associated with the starting point of that project up by the old clubhouse. So they've been around.
The second question is the bid that we're likely to accept is $200,000 less than the engineer's estimate, which is a good thing, but why the disparity?
Well, I guess first of all, you could look at the 4 bids. Yes, $804,000 is the base bid, but you could look at McCabe's, which was the number 4 bid, was $1,000,001. Typically, in an engineer's estimate, most of the engineers like to be right in the middle. You don't want to be the low bidder. You're not bidding it, but you'd rather not match the low bidder, and you don't want to obviously be high. But so if you look at the 946, it's not quite in the middle, but it is within the range of bidders 1 through 4. Again, we use bid tabs in past projects when we put our estimates together. In this particular case, there's fluctuations. Maybe a contractor is not busy, so he bids some work a little bit cheaper to keep his crews busy. It can go the other way. A contractor that is extremely busy might have a higher number because he's already got plenty of work. And a lot of those factors we don't really know until we actually see the bids.
Well, it's a good thing.
I'm sorry. Is this earlier in the season also?
Fairly early. I don't know. Again, a lot of times on roadway projects, you try to shoot for even January, February on trying to bid things, thinking that somebody, but I've seen that work, and typically that's kind of what most people think, that early bid I have seen that go the other way as you get a little bit later into the season, where it works against you because people have already booked up their schedule, so to speak. But and again, somebody depending on, maybe they got a good deal somewhere on materials.
Sure.
Oil prices have been kind of dropping. That's a big part of the cost on asphalt as well.
Thanks, Tom. I'll move that we approve the staff recommendation to award the alternate number 1 bid to Albrightson Excavating in the amount of $745,838.50, subject to town of Troy concurrence.
Second.
They have concurred.
They have
They
concurred.
already have him.
What's that?
They
They
have
have.
concurred now.
Oh, they have?
Yeah.
Yep, I have a letter to that effect. They
Oh, that's right.
they recommend going ahead at their Thursday meeting with this alternate number 1 bid.
Well, just slice out the last 6 words off that motion.
Okay,
Good.
we got a motion and a second. Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. Thanks,
Thank you.
Tom. Discussion of possible action on contract award for trees and installation on the Vine Street project.
As part of the Vine Street reconstruct project, we would like to install some of the trees that have been taken down. The Urban Forestry Committee looked at the amount of trees that were removed and provided a project list of 14 different varieties of trees, totaling 96 trees. That was based on canopy loss. The trees that were removed were much larger than the ones that we're going to be replacing, so that was based on canopy loss. Bids were sent out and were opened on May 11th. The base price for the contractor's furnishing for the bids were based on 2.5 to 3 inch caliber trees. Planting and installation were part of the bid requirements. We received 2 bids, one from Willow River Tree Company, a Hudson local company, and Hoffman McNamara, that's based out of Hastings, I believe. Low bid came from Willow River Tree at $31,545. Staff recommendation is to award the contract for furnishing and installation to Willow River Tree Company in the amount of $31,545.
I'm gonna ask a question. I mean, I've been here for some time now, and this is the first time that you've actually come and asked us for a separate amount on putting back trees in a project. So I'm just kind of understanding where this has come
It's
from.
the amount. It's the dollar amount.
Because of that many trees we're replacing, because typically, is it not, do we replace them in a typical project and it's included in the price already?
In the general project cost.
Okay,
We talked about that, and we just felt that sometimes when you get a big street project like this, the contractor is more used to putting down asphalt and sewer pipes. Not so much trees. We felt that we would have better control and better specifications if we separated this and bid it out as a separate project.
but overall, we did budget for these.
Yeah, it's in the budget,
Yeah,
correct.
it is.
Okay,
And on smaller projects, would have less trees too, so it wouldn't meet the requirement of going out for bid and that type of thing too, potentially, depending on the project.
okay, thank you.
I'll move to approve, or award the bid to Willow River Tree Company for $31,545.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we award the Willow River Tree Company the contract for trees and installation on Vine Street. Further discussion? Hearing none, all is in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. Thanks, Tom.
Tom.
Items for future agenda? Anybody? No? Okay.
This doesn't need a roll call, by the way.
Okay. Discussion, possible action on entering into closed session pursuant to Wisconsin statutes 19.85, subsection 1C, considering employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility regarding an employee resignation.
I'll move to go into closed session.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Roll call.
Mayor O'Connor,
Aye.
Councilmember Hogart,
Yes.
Councilmember McCormick,
Yes.
Councilmember Morissette.
Yes.
Okay, motion 4-0, motion is approved. Move into closed session in my office. All right.
You got your committee.
Yeah. Entertain a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Stand adjourned.